Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It's January 13th and we're going to do a little more propagation today. So let's get into it. Today I got in some more fig cuttings. I've got two varieties. I've got a Chicago Hardy fig that I'm going to be propagating up. And I have this Marcellus Black VS. Both of these are supposed to be really tasty figs, and we're going to see how these go. But today we're going to be doing a little different with our propagation. Or instead of using the normal pots like I would normally use, I'm going to use plastic drink cups. Now these are 16 ounce. I would have preferred a 20 ounce for this project, but these will be fine. The reason I'm using these is because the cup allows me to see the roots as they come out. So, and it is a smaller area than my big pot. So even if I think I might have some roots and I turn my big pot over and I go to check for roots, if they're not out to the edge, and really well formed, then I'm not going to see them. But with this, I'll be able to see when they start rooting to the edge. So we're going to do these just like we did any others, except my media that I'm using today is a 50-50 mix of perlite and peat moss. And the reason for this is these figs will root in almost anything. I've used compost, I've used, normally when you do some rooting, and if you're doing with hardwoods, which I'm going to do that later today, but normally if you're going to do some rooting, if it roots fast, you don't really worry about it rotting your wood. But if it roots slow, then it's going to be in there longer. You want a little better moisture control and such as that. So you want to be careful with, having something that's going to hold a lot of water and not have drainage. And this should be the perfect balance. And plus, the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use a plastic tote. I'm going to put me a little peat moss on the bottom to hold some moisture down there. So it's got like a little reserve, because I shouldn't have to water these. And what I'm going to do is I'll put these in there, I'll put the top on, and I'll just put these somewhere where they're not going to get sunlight, because you want light, but you don't want sunlight. So I'll put these in an area, probably just here in my workshop, because I get plenty of light in through the windows, and I don't think my high output fluorescence will affect it. But anyway, we'll do it that way because we don't have any trees right now that's out there. But first thing we're going to do is, now I take these cuttings, and these are shipped across the country from various places, Washington, Idaho, Pennsylvania, wherever I get these different varieties from, and they're going to dry out as they're shipped. And so what I do is I take a tray of water and I just lay these down in there, and I let them sit there for at least 30 minutes, maybe an hour, so that they dry out. So they soak up water. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some paraffin, and I'm just going to take and put this up here on the top of this cutting. I'm not going to worry about the sides, because I'm going to have it in like a mini greenhouse, so the moisture is going to stay in there. It'll keep this moist, but I don't want the end to dry out. So I'm going to put that paraffin on the end. The other thing, you want to make sure that when you get these, now some sellers will tell you how they cut them, some won't, but you want to make sure that the buds are pointing up, and it's kind of easy to see. Now you might not can see here. I don't know how well it's going to focus, but where you've got this little round thing, or a lot of people say smiley face. Now this is going to be down, and then the bud's up on top of it, where the leaf is going to come out. So make sure that you have it positioned right. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these. I had thought that I might do that before I got started, but I didn't. But they need to dry just a little bit. I'm not going to use as much powder as I normally do whenever I put these things in there. So as far as rooting hormone powder, I'm just going to give them a light dusting. So I'm going to let them kind of dry out here. Now, a lot of people, like I say, they've always been where they want to be critical on worrying about. We're going to go ahead and take these out to let them start drying. They want to worry about infection on this a lot of times. Wash your tools, wash this, wash this. There's going to be bacteria and stuff in the soil. It's no doubt about that. So I'm not going to go sterilizing these and everything else. I want a good strong tree. So what they say, survival of the fittest. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, and normally I do this with my cutters, but I'm just going to cut this outer layer off down here. And you can cut on up whatever's going to be into the soil. That's what you're more concerned with. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to put some rooting powder or some rooting hormone on there. And I'll do the same with all these others. Now some people just scrape the side, but this works fine. If you bevel it some, it works fine. Now, normally, when you're putting a cutting down, when I put it in a pot, and I'm using a pretty good size pot, I don't take and push it all the way to the bottom. But on these cups, I'm not going to worry if it gets close to the bottom. The reason for that is these pots, as soon as they start rooting, they're going to be up potted. So unless for some reason it takes quite a while, and then they'll be put directly into the ground. If it takes a while for them to get roots and it warms up, I'll go ahead and just plant them outside. But anyway, we've got them there ready. We just need to make a hole in our cup. And we'll start with that first when we give that rooting hole. Now, you just need one node out. So if you have a short one, plant it down. You just need the one node out of the cup. So we're not going to worry about the whole bunch of them. We're just going to plant it deep as we can. That way we have more nodes in the ground. Now this has 4 nodes, but I'm still going to plant it deep like this other one, because I'm particularly interested in the roots, so it gets established good in the roots, and then it can shoot out there close to the ground. Now these longer ones, when you have a fast growing one, and this one, because how fast of growing this wood is, you can see the nodes here, and then there's not another one until way up here. So there's no way I'm going to fit this in. Now if I was using a tree pot or something that was a 9-inch pot or something, I could plant that down and get both those nodes. But the way it's going to be right now, it's just going to be the one node, and we'll just stick it on down in there. Now what we're going to do is label these, because we want to know what varieties we got, and especially if we're going to take cuttings and maybe even sell cuttings, we'll want to know the variety that we want got, and also I like to know what date I started these, so I can get a good idea of how long it takes to root, and some varieties might be different. But now what I'm going to do, and I didn't tell you, these cups, I just took the bottom and I've made some holes in them, and that way the water can drain out. You definitely need drain holes in the bottom of your cups, so it's got good drainage. But anyway, we're done with those. We'll set these aside, and then we'll go on to these others here, these Chicago Hardies. And if you're growing fig trees, or you're maybe you're planning to do some propagation or something, let me know down in the comments. There's always a lot to learn from comments on video posts. If you can get a lot of information from the video, but you get a lot of questions and you get answers down there in the bottom. And if you have any questions, if I can help you out, I'll sure do that. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be propagating some apple trees next. And I'll do a video on it. I'm debating whether to just do it start to finish and wait for finish, do it some months, or release some of it and then put it all into one. But anyway, we're going to do these the same way. I'm just going to dry that extra water off them, and we're going to put some holes in these cups, so it'll be like a production line. We'll do each item all at one time. Yeah, I'm not sure. I have some cuttings come in from California, and you know, with the weather, you never know with your cutting how dormant it really is. But I've found that even when figs aren't dormant, I could still propagate them and get the roots to come out on them. But we'll just put these in here. It's kind of a large one, but it won't matter. Even if it's large, it will definitely set roots. I've seen where they've rooted them that large, or maybe even a little bit larger than that, just for the fact of seeing if they'll root. So now we've got that, we're gonna tag these ones, and we're gonna look to see where our other tag went to, because I know we had 4. Well, looks like I'll have to make another tag. Somehow I moved one around and it disappeared. Anyway, that's going to do it for the new variety of figs, and once I get these apples done up, then I'll show you how these are going to go in their new mini greenhouse. I had propagated some peach tree cuttings about 2 weeks ago, roughly. And I put some in water. I wanted to see how well they root. A lot of people talk about rooting in water. Well, as you can see, this little guy here decided it wanted to start budding out and setting flowers, ready to set fruit. Now, I have no signs of rooting, and I have a second one. Of course, these were closer to the tip cuttings, and it's doing the same way. It's beginning to put out leaves, but I'll continue to change the water and see what happens. Okay, if we want to call this a mini greenhouse, I'm going to call it a storage tub. You can pick these up at Walmart or some other favorite store that carries them. But anyway, what I did was I put about 1 inch of peat moss perlite mix in the bottom. What I'm going to do is I'll water these in good. If there's some extra water, it'll go into the bottom. It's just set up humidity in here. Now, this is going to sit in here on my workbench. I have it on a heat pad, and I've got it set at 77 degrees, and it's beginning to warm it up. I just put the sensor down in the very bottom because I don't want to warm it up to 77 degrees all the way up through here. I just want to make sure it's warmer towards the lower part of the cuttings, and at that rate it'll keep them warm enough that they should try to root before they start trying to set any leaves. So we'll see how that goes. I put my apples in here with my figs that I had planted, and I have some more figs coming later this week. I hope you find some value in this video. You know, it's not too hard to root figs. This is the best way to get some fruit, and it's not that hard. Just give it a try. And if you're not a subscriber, well, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button, and of course give it a thumbs up. Happy gardening.